Robots are taking the place of husbands and serving wives. This poor husband bought this modern-looking robot for his wife, thinking that since he is not with her much because of work, this robot could help her and support her. But things did not turn out as the husband had expected. The robot, surprisingly, is able to understand emotions and love just like a human. Hello, my dear family. Peace be with you. Today I have brought you the most popular movie called Lifelike, which was released in 2019. My family, please help us by liking the video. Without wasting time, let's go to the movie.
Yes!
These two couples are named James and Sophie. They are a loving couple. Sophie wants a simple life, but her husband James, who is from a wealthy family, wants to live a modern life. One day, while they were happily enjoying themselves at home, the phone rang. It doesn't seem like he heard good news. He is very sad to find out that his father has died. He also learns that, being the only son, he has received all of his father's business and belongings. In the next part, we watch the couple move to a big house in the suburbs, away from the city. Sophie is not happy with the changes, but she is ready to adjust to help her husband. The next morning, James prepares for his first day as the boss of his father's company. Sophie asks him to hang out for the day, but he says no because he doesn't want to look bad on his first day. It's really silly that Sophie doesn't get it. Later, Sophie, who doesn't have a job, begins to explore the large house and feels bored. There are a lot of helpers in the house, so she doesn't have to work or be concerned about anything. Later, a cleaner comes to her in the room and asks if she needs anything. Sophie doesn't like telling people what to do, so she asks to have the day off. She says that, unlike James, she comes from a simple family and likes to do things by herself. That evening, when James gets home, Sophie tells him that she has let all the housekeepers go. He gets sad because they have been part of the family for a long time, and it was how they made money. She said that she has paid them 2 years' worth of salary and has encouraged them to follow their dreams. James is still nervous about taking care of such a big house, but she says she will take care of it all. In the end, James told her that he would do whatever she wanted, even though he didn't like her idea, and finally they spent a night together in love. The next morning at work, James is having a hard time with his new job as CEO. He tries to share new ideas in a meeting, but his coworkers don't seem to support him. At that moment, Sophie is calling him repeatedly because she can't stand being alone in the big house. James is worried because they fired all the houseworker. She says that she is not used to living in such a big house and feels awkward having servants because she doesn't like telling people what to do. Now, because of this, he is unable to do his job with a calm spirit. In the afternoon, James shares his problems with his assistant. The person comforts him by saying that money can fix everything. He tells James about a company that sells robot maids. In the next part, the pair goes to a tech company and meets the boss, Julian. He shows them a few robots that look like people. James asks his wife to pick one option, and Julian suggests a girl robot called Jessica. Sophie is worried that having such a beautiful woman in their house could make her feel unsure of herself. Julian then introduces them to a boy robot named Henry, and she agreed to take the male robot. James did not interfere in her choice. Julia wanted to show the robot's obedience and ordered him to kneel. Then Julia ordered the robot to touch James's shoe with its tongue, and the robot did as it was told. After that, they take Henry to the house, and Julian sets up a place for him to recharge. The robot begins to help around the house and does a great job, but Sophie still sees him as a person and feels uneasy telling him what to do. In the days that follow, Henry gets good at doing chores around the house. One afternoon, he accidentally walks into Sophie's room just as she is about to take her clothes off. This makes her feel really uneasy and nervous. Later, she tells her husband that Henry was looking at her body, but he brushes off her worries, saying that Henry is just a robot and it doesn't really matter. After that, James takes Henry to play racquetball. In the game, the robot keeps beating James, but he doesn't care at all. He likes being with others and has a lot of fun. He talks about how sad he feels about his father's death. When Henry hears this, he says he's sorry, showing that he cares. Henry shares his sympathy, showing that he cares like a real person. The next morning, when Sophie woke up, she found Henry fixing an old sofa. She asked him to sit with her on the porch, and then Sophie asked him what he knew about love and dreams. He told her that these things were not yet in the system, but he told her that he could develop them gradually in the future. Then, surprisingly, when she offered him wine, he drank it. As the days go by, Sophie and the robot Henry grow closer. James was so focused on his work that he couldn't see their closeness. One day Henry was giving Sophie a massage. His hand was so soft and she was so happy. He was kissing her and giving her a massage. She was so emotional. Unfortunately, it was in her dream. When she woke up, James was sleeping next to her. He told her that she had been calling Henry's name in her dream. He asked her what she had seen, and she immediately dismissed him and went into another room. Sophie intentionally opens her bedroom door and starts to enjoy herself by remembering her dream from earlier. When she was done, she saw Henry outside her room and thought about whether he had been watching her. He asks her if it would make her happy if he had been watching. A few days later, James sees Sophie and Henry laughing by the pool, and he feels jealous. He goes back to Julian and says he's worried that the robot is trying to flirt with his wife, which could mess up their marriage. Julian says that Henry can't feel love. He's just made to make his owners happy. He says the real problem is between James and his wife, and they need to work on it together. When James gets home, he tells Henry to stop being charming and reading books with his wife. The robot agrees, but says that both of his owners need to agree together. When James hears this, he gets very angry and tells him to go back to his docking station. He then talks to Sophie and tells her to stop reading with Henry. This just makes her mad, and they begin to fight like kids. In the end, she chooses to leave the house and spend a few days at their old apartment. Later, at work, he calls Sophie to fix their relationship and suggests they go on a vacation together. But she doesn't seem very excited and suggests they talk about it face-to-face instead. Later, Sophie comes home and asks Henry to massage her. He agrees and begins to touch her, but then he suddenly kisses her. Surprised, she asks him why he did it. Henry replies that he wants to make her happy. This scares her, so she quickly tells him to go back to his charging place. When James gets home in the evening, a sad Sophie tells him everything that happened. "You stopped him. I let him be completely like Penny Tree, but this just makes him mad." And he yells that Henry did what she wanted. He then blames her for making the robot act that way and for treating it like it is a person. After their fight, he goes to Henry and asks why he kissed Sophie. The robot says she asked for it, which makes James even angrier. He hits him hard in the face and tells him to go back to where he belongs. Henry agrees and lies down, but James gets mad, unplugs the charger and walks away. The next morning, the couple calls Julian because they want to give Henry back to the company. James went to work because he was late for work because Julia was late, and Sophie waits for the technicians to show up. Soon after, Henry comes over to her and says that his charging station is no longer connected. He asks if they still want him around. Sophie tells him that her husband is angry because he kissed her. Julian shows up at the same time to find out what's wrong, but Sophie asks him to take care of the robot and hurries away. Inside the house, Henry looks in the mirror and checks his bruise. He wonders why it hurts so much. Julian walks up to him and tells him to go back to the docking station. But Henry doesn't obey him and says he is a liar. Sophie walks into James' office. They apologized for everything and talked about starting their love anew, and then they went home together. When they got home, Henry still hadn't left. He was still inside their house. They found him naked in the yard. He looks sad because he knows he has let his owners down. The couple tells him that he will go back to the company to get fixed and find new owners. James tells him to go back to his charging station, but Henry asks if he can stay in the field until his battery is empty. Even though they are unsure, the couple decides to help because they feel sorry for them. In the next scene, they go to the tech company to look for Julian, but it's full of FBI agents. The female robot Jessica looks very sad and says she wants to go back to her owner. A social worker tells her that she is actually a real person and that she has been tricked into thinking she is a robot. When James and Sophie hear this, they are surprised to find out that Henry is a human too. They go back home with the two FBI agents to look for him and Julian. While they are looking for him, Julian suddenly shows up and shoots the FBI agents. He explains that he took Henry when he was 3 because his mother hurt him and left him. Julian cared for him like he was his own kid and helped him become a really good person. But now he is very upset because the couple is leaving him, just like his mom did. Julian gets ready to shoot the couple, but Henry, who is not dressed, steps in just in time. He hits Julian really hard with his own gun, and he dies. James and Sophie are both feeling really excited. After that, Henry grabs a knife that was on the ground. He feels bad for disappointing them and says he doesn't see any reason to keep living. The couple tries to stop him and tells him they love him a lot, but it's too late. Henry hurts himself by stabbing his own stomach. In his last moments, he says he always knew his feelings were true. He says sorry for all the trouble he caused, and then he dies. Sophie and James are very sad about his death, and they hug each other while crying. In the last scene, 5 years later, we see the couple in a park with their son, Henry. When the boy asks his parents how he got his name, Sophie explains that he was named after someone important. She says it's a long story and that he will need to wait until he's older to learn it. The movie ends here. Please, my family, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.